Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night.
Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I am Dapper Dan, and over here we got Slick Charles.
What's up?
You got a part coming up.
Maybe, I don't know.
Charlie in the Chocolate Factory now.
Doesn't work.
Green Pie Charlie.
No, that doesn't work either.
I don't think I like that. I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all. Nobody likes it. That's not what we want.
Well, anyway, welcome everybody to Boogeyman Radio. Tonight we're going to be talking spirit photography or ghost photography, however you want to say it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something that we all do still.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I'll turn down that background music before it consumes me. Yeah, something that still takes place today. Every investigator uses photography. But where did it originate from?
Yeah.
How did it transpire into what it is today? Well, we're going to discuss that and more. So I hope you stick around for that. Yeah, before we get into everything. Did you poop? Did you make it stinky?
No, I didn't make a stink.
How was your week, Charles?
It was good. Nothing crazy.
Anyway,
Just had
I'm just
yeah, right. Screw this guy. Screw this guy. No, it was good. Only really big highlight to my week was when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It was really good. James Gunn did a fantastic job. He actually had control over his material, and it wasn't full of a bunch of, let's just say, things that Disney's been putting in their stuff a lot lately, and it wasn't there, and I was pretty impressed. So it wasn't up to the execs, it was actually up to the director of the film, and there was no, I'm going to say propaganda or political messages or anything like that. It was just a straightforward Marvel movie. It was an actual good Marvel movie.
nice.
I was really impressed.
It's been a while. I think it's been a while for that.
Long while. So if you guys want to see a good movie that's not taking shots at people and bringing down past Avengers, go see Guardians. It's really good. Kelly, what's up? Good to see you. I will warn you though. I'll warn everybody here. It is a tearjerker. If you cry easily in theaters, movies, anything, especially with animals, take tissues.
I think you just spoiled that. You just spoiled it when you said animals.
There's no spoiler. It's not a spoiler. Because you don't know what happens with the animals.
I'm thinking of one animal in particular.
I'm not giving anything away because it's in the trailer. If you watch the trailer of Guardians of the Galaxy, you can tell that something's going to happen with animals. And they've been talking about it out in public in headlines.
Okay.
So, like I said,
he's strong.
I'm not divulging anything. But boy,
I'm going to divulge something.
I can deal with people being, just with gore and people being destroyed in horror movies and stuff. I can deal with that. But when it comes to animals, I can't do that. I can't do it. It's not in me, my guy.
Animals have a special place in our hearts, I think.
Oh man, I was traumatized as a kid when I was watching Jurassic Park way back in the day, and the doghouse was coming down from the teeth. The dog's chain was on the T-Rex's. No, I think it was 3. It was when the dog's chain was on the freaking T-Rex's tooth, and it was just hanging down. I was just nope, done.
Okay, be honest. Did John Wick get you?
Oh yeah, of course it got me. Absolutely. But then, I didn't think about this. That dog, after getting kicked out of it, literally crawled all the way over to John and died right there. Ooh, man.
Or they just scooted it over there.
No, they couldn't. It was on the other side of the room.
A guy could have scooted it over to him. I kicked it over to him.
No, they didn't kick that direction.
You don't know that? He was out.
Because
they didn't tell us anything else.
No, you do actually. I watched it recently. You see the guy kick the dog in the other room and then walks back.
No, you
through the other room.
Him. You hear him do something to the dog. You don't see
Yeah.
it.
You see him go like that.
He grabs it. He sets it down.
He doesn't. No, because you see the blood trail literally leading all the way across.
Well, if you slide it across the floor, there's gonna be a blood
I
trail.
doubt a bad guy is just gonna slide a freaking dog across a room.
Look, I'm not saying I'm gonna do this, okay? But if I was a bad guy, and if I wanted to rub in that I just murdered your dog, I would push it over towards you. So the first thing you see when you get up,
You'd probably just grab it. That dog, that's
I'm not
small,
saying
and
it's
you
possible.
put it over there.
I'm
I
just saying
doubt
it's
it.
possible.
I'm not saying it's possible. That dog crawled its way to John Wick because he loved it.
Believe what you want to believe.
I'm going to. I'm
My
going
heart
to.
of
And
hearts.
that makes, but I'm saying that makes the whole revenge of the rest of the movie
I know.
that much sweeter.
I know.
That much
Oh, that
sweeter.
movie's such a good movie.
How about this? My mom went and watched the fourth John Wick and then was like, hey, let's watch the rest of them.
Okay.
Yeah, like, well, she told my dad and then they went and bought a box set. But, I get it. Totally get it. That one got me too. And seeing the cows flying around. Another cow. Yeah, anything with animals I can't do. So other than that, being a blubbery mess and parts of the movie, it's a good movie. But anyways, how was your week?
I just worked.
Me too.
But I'm going to say this. Hopefully next week, I might have some breaking news.
Hopefully. Keyword, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. That's about as much as I'm going to detail and everything.
Yeah, how much Dave likes to tease. I'll say, you know how much you like to tease.
I usually tell Chuck over here, but like not this time.
Well, it just means it's that much bigger.
Much bigger, yes. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
You're great.
It's gonna be a real great thing.
People will love it. It's gonna be great.
All right. Speaking of being great things, let's get into some. Wait. First,
here's the best thing though. Not only do we have our Boogeyman Radio t-shirts available on hauntinghistory.threadless.com, where you can get your own Boogeyman Radio t-shirt, advertise the show, but our friend Miss Terry Mosby bought one. And look at this, guys. We're sharing it. She shared it. We're sharing it with you. Hey, look at this.
Oh, it's a great shirt.
You want to get a shirt? Just go to the hauntinghistory.threadless.com. Get you the Boogeyman Radio t-shirt or any of the t-shirts. It'll help support the show.
Again, we need a conspiracy theory shirt.
We do need a conspiracy theory shirt. We'd be like, it could just say, well, that's your conspiracy theory. But yeah, take a picture of yourself in one of our shirts. We'll post it on here. We'll share it with the world.
That's
Share
right.
your support. And we do appreciate Terry for her support of the show and anybody else that decides to purchase one of the tees.
It's much appreciated. And if you have purchased a tee already, send us the picture. What are you waiting on?
Heather.
Jeez.
My God.
Ah.
Ugh.
The shame. No.
All right. So today we are going to be talking spirit photography. I don't even know where to start with this. I don't want to just start with the history or just kind of.
I know. That's kind of where I was thinking. Well, actually, I got I think a pretty good place to start. I feel like. So
Good.
in today, right? We'll just start today. In today's terms, when we see spiritual photography or ghost photography, what have you, there's some big differences, right? Like whether people like to use film or they like to use digital, like their own personal preferences.
Right.
Now, clearly, obviously, digital is going to have more customization as far as the tools that you're working with, because obviously as the field progresses in making tools, it's mostly just digital stuff now. Film is kind of hard to mess with.
It is.
So, like, what am I, like your full spectrums, your, oh gosh, what's another example here? Just other examples of types of photography that can only be done on digital. So I wanted to talk about, well, what is the difference between digital photography and film photography? So with film, the image is fixed by a photosensitive material, usually made with silver that reacts to light, and it captures the image on various size grains of silver. So with digital, an electronic sensor reacts to the light, capturing the image on identically sized pixels. So clearly it's all light based in some ways. What's up, Cassie? Good to see you.
Well, one thing I'll point out, though, with a lot of investigators, there's a bunch of them that would actually prefer film.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the physical contributions that the imagery takes on. Like you said, using the small grains of silver to create the photograph, and there's a lot of magnetism that goes in with it too.
Yes.
I think that has to do with people's perspective on why they would choose to use.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the same thing with recorders, right? Is it digital or is it better to use a tape? Like, what's, now maybe not necessarily what's better, but what do you feel like works better? Kind of thing, scenario. What do you prefer? Well, what's your preference? So I definitely find it fascinating that we can still do both. Now, obviously, pictures back in the day took much longer to produce, right? Mm-hmm. You have to sit there for a while. So to me, when they come up with a spirit photo, it's just like, it makes me think of like if somebody went through in the photo, I think a real person, right? It catches their shape and then it's gone if they move through. Mm-hmm. But with the spirit, it's like, did it stay there for a while, or was it just a quick blurb in and out? But here's the thing with digital, you can definitely tell that digital is seeing on a specific light spectrum, right? With its what's it called? Shutter. I feel like its shutter helps
the aperture
that helps define the. Of
course, you also have a sensor. It's a mirror.
Yes.
The larger the sensor, the bigger your aperture.
Yes. So
the bigger
it's easier to see different spectrums with digital because you can tweak it, as versus film. You're pretty much, it's what you get, it's what you see, right? Yeah. So it's interesting to think, because are those ghosts from the real photos that haven't been explained, I should say.
Right.
Which there's several of those, and we'll go over several of them. But I definitely find it fascinating throughout the years. I mean, to me, it's such an interesting concept of literally just capturing a moment of light in history. That's all it's doing, really. You're just capturing a moment that lives forever imprinted on something. Like when you really think about photography, some people just don't think deeply about it, right?
So romantic.
Well, I can't help it. That's why a picture's worth 1,000 words. Words. But,
well, let's see here. Where was my, I lost my place on this thing.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get into the roots of spirit photography. So spirit photography, as we know it, basically started off in the 19th century. During the 1850s and 60s, many photographers were experimenting with new effects, such as stereoscopic images and double exposures. But some unscrupulous photographers soon realized that these techniques could be exploited for profit. You don't say. Why would anybody do that? An enterprising American amateur photographer called William Mumler is thought to be the first person to capture a spirit in photograph in the early 1860s. So we'll pause there real quick, because we were talking before the show about why this spiritual movement kind of really took off in the United States. And I thought we came up with some pretty good, interesting points, you know, with the slaves, you know, you had hoodoo and voodoo,
Yep.
a lot
So
of
spiritual, it was moved into the area by that for sure.
Yeah. And then of course you had the war, which there's a lot of death.
A lot of heartbroken people trying to find their loved ones, the loved ones that were just abruptly just gone. You know, hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands.
I think it's easy to forget, you know, like how distraught people would be.
Yeah.
Even back then, because you look at today, if somebody goes overseas and they're killed overseas, the family is devastated.
Yeah.
Back in the 1800s, you know, Civil War, there was a lot of people that died.
Yeah.
No secret.
In multiple family, like in not just, you know, you know what I'm
multiple
trying to say.
People in one family.
Like communities knew of whole families, not necessarily being destroyed, but lineages just gone.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't carry on the family name.
You have to imagine the same weight that we feel today when somebody dies in battle or just dies in general.
Yeah.
People back then still had those same feelings, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that felt the war was senseless violence.
But to me, the amount of heartbreak that we've experienced with people dying is not as much as back then during the Civil War.
Well, you think about it, like the guys that went off to war, they were the farmers. They were, you know,
everyday Americans,
the life and blood of the family. So the family had to learn how to support itself without the head.
Yep.
The man being around, you know, it's like
that's when a lot of the younger boys that couldn't enlist had to step up,
pick up the slack, and
yeah, exactly.
And even some women too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But like the weight of it then I think was a lot worse than it is now.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Just as far as like the impact it makes.
I was sick because it was on a massive scale.
Yeah.
So, but that is, I agree. I think we've made some good points on why spiritualism really started to kick up in America. Plus, I think people were tired, confused, frustrated with everything going on. They felt lost. You know, they couldn't find the right answers. Well, AKA comes spiritualism. Yep. Then you have people who openly faked a lot of spiritual photos. Yeah, I know,
People do that?
People actually do that. They actually fake spiritual photos for profit.
Absolutely. You know, anytime something comes up of the nature, there's going to be somebody that's going to take advantage of that.
Oh, yeah, of course. People that don't care.
So like I was saying, you know, William Mumler said to be the first to capture a spirit in photograph. But at this time, people were starting to figure out like the double exposure thing. You could fake things like this.
Yes.
And his image appeared to feature the apparition of his dead cousin. Whether it was a ghostly visitation or not, it wasn't long before his knack of capturing dead people on film, which is normally a relative, had become very popular.
Of course.
At the beginning, experts struggled to find anything fake about Mumler's spirit photographs, and so the amateur became a professional with a lucrative business fueled by the relatives of those killed in the Civil War.
Well, and they were also claiming to be psychics, right? So they had to take.
I think the psychics came a little bit later.
Well, no, some of these people that took photos in the 1800s were saying that they were psychics and they could call upon the spirits through their film.
Well, I think you were going to talk about the Abraham Lincoln photo.
Yes, which is done by Mumler.
Exactly. You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, we'll go with that one, yeah. So there's a very famous photo going. Do you have the picture by chance?
I do not.
Okay, I'll pull it up. It's all good. So Mumler, obviously.
Absolutely, Kelly.
Was either approached, I think he was approached by Mary Todd Lincoln.
Yes.
She visited his studio in 1872, and he developed glass plate photography in New York. It had been around for 7 years since Mary Lincoln's husband's death, so, you know, since Abraham was shot. And then, so she approached him then, and they took a picture. Well, how he would convince someone that, like, his whole spiel is he would ask them for a picture or like they would go through, I think, certain pictures, and he'd get to pick out which one felt right, and he would take her photo, and then I'll go through some of the experience or some of the ways that they think that he did it, because they're not 100% sure how he was able to do this.
Right.
But he was able to imprint. Like I'll pull the picture up here real quick and show you guys. It was pretty interesting how they were able to do it.
Like he was imprinting another photo into the photo.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, literally. That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like to me. But this photo is not real. It was proven that he was fake, that he did have a method to this. But that was the kind of photos he'd take of stuff like this, where it would be her, and then obviously him just like overlapping her, like, you know, his head's right there and stuff. But
yeah,
I'll show you another photo that he did too.
The hands are fake, obviously.
Oh yeah, like this one's very fake. Like, how would the flowers be ghosts?
Right.
And there was another one I wanted to show you too, up this way.
My dead flowers.
Oh no, it's the other way. Shoot. My dead flowers, no! I hope they come back and haunt me. There it
I ever
is.
see my dead flowers again?
So there's another one where it's ghostly figure and a real person. So
he's like, "You go to your room."
Why? So there was one person who really dove deep into Mumler's like history, and
right.
His name was, let's see here, I'll make sure.
Dapper Dan.
It was Peter Manseau. It's Manseau.
Manslong.
And he authored a book called The Apparitionist: A Tale of Phantoms, Frauds, Photography, and the man who captured Lincoln's ghost. So he's an expert on everything Mumler, basically. And so let me get down to how they think that he did it here. Okay, cool. Oh, the newspaper ran with it too, which made him obviously super popular.
Mumler?
And, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you imagine how much exposure that guy got off of that?
Oh, dude, so much.
It's like, it was like the Chris Angel or David Blaine of his time.
Yeah. Like, how would people not be like, oh, well, I have this old photo, and this photo looks so similar. Maybe he wouldn't ever give them their photo back. Like, the photo would be destroyed in the process or something, you know?
Like, burns a fake photo, and
yeah,
like, oh, we had to
here we go.
to get him, attract him to the photo.
Exactly. So, Mason, one of the investigators, he explained one of his own experiments to the court, basically creating this. It was done by taking the negative of the lady and then the positive from the negative. This positive was slightly manipulated and then used in producing the subsequent picture of Mr. Rice, if in case the camera was only in making the negative. The ghost picture of the lady was produced by a process known as technical phase as stopped out, or intercepting the rays of light on the first negative. The ghost pictures showed full, as no light passes through the opaque surface. That was left free for the subsequent picture, and both figures appeared on the negative. It was not done by double printing, but by erasing a portion and then exposing it to a ray of light for an instant before developing. Then there's another method called, the third possibility involved half an inch of lucifer match and a small piece of mica. The fourth method used microscopic lenses. And the newspaper also said that Mumler that he was blushing about it. Yeah, that was later on in the court case when they were putting him on trial. But yeah, so there was definitely different ways that this guy could have done it, but nobody knows exactly how he did it because he never answered it.
Right. Well,
but yeah.
Well, he was acquitted of fraud at the end of his trial. Mumler.
Was he really?
Yeah. But the damage had been done, so like.
Well, I'm pretty sure Mumler had went to jail. Well, I don't know if he went to, but he was convicted in court of fraud before these instances started happening with his spirit photography.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure back in the day, people were trying to commit fraud all the time.
Well, and after him and a lot of others were kind of being marked as fraud, the whole spiritual photography thing died down until World War One. Hence another growth of the spiritualist. So at that point, World War One, spiritualism and spirit photography gained notable supporters. Author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was a member of the Ghost Club. The sense of loss felt in many countries after the war led some to desire a reunion with their lost relatives and friends. Englishman William Hope, by then already had an established spirit photographer, or he was already an established spirit photographer, was one of those very willing to put his expertise forward. Just like Mumler, he was dogged by claims of fraud, and an investigation by the Society for Psychical Research, led by Harry Price in 1922. Price conducted an investigation that exposed Hope as a fraudster for double exposing two glass plates at the same time, one featuring a ghostly image, and the second to record the combination of the client and the ghost. But unlike Mumler, Hope continued to practice as a medium and spirit photographer after the exposure, supported by many of his ardent followers. But there was a lot that happened in the meantime. So in 1936, there was a case in Norfolk that baffled investigators. More than a decade later, Price also investigated a more baffling case. In 1936, two men from Country Life magazine were pictured standing at the bottom of a grand staircase in Rainham Hall, Norfolk, England. Photographer Captain Hubert Provand and his assistant Indri Shira had been about to take a snap of the main staircase when Shira suddenly saw a vapory form gradually assuming the appearance of a woman heading down the stairs towards them. Seconds later, a photo had been hastily captured. The image was published in Country Life and dubbed the Brown Lady. Some believe it to be the figure of Lady Dorothy Townsend, who was said to have haunted the hall since her mysterious death in 1726. Now, if you're not familiar with the Brown Lady, it's probably like one of the oldest spirit photographs that's out there.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the image.
Gee, I wonder where the spirit's at.
Right? It's all around us, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the Brown Lady. This is probably one of the first photos you'll find when you look up hauntings, or
first, if not one of the best, I think.
And the fact that it had some kind of story behind it, which is awesome that it does, because normally with all these fakers, it's just like, oh, we got this for you. Here you go, 25%. But Price, being a skeptic and an investigator of this stuff, was of the opinion that the photographic evidence was untampered. And he said, I will say once I was impressed. I was told a perfectly simple story. Mr. Shira saw the apparition descending the stairs at the precise moment when Captain Provand's head was under the black cloth. A shout and the cap was off of the flash bulb fired, with the results which we now see. I could not shake their story, and I had no right to disbelieve them. Only collusion between the two men would account for the ghost if it is fake. The negative is entirely innocent of any faking. So he got to check out the negative and everything just to make sure it wasn't faked, and he said it wasn't.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So now today, though, we have the digital photography. We have a lot of tools at our disposal.
So why isn't there more evidence?
That's a very good question. if you look at like the notable photographic evidence that's out there, most of it's captured on film, not so much on digital. Now, I'm going to pose this question to you folks watching. You can put your answers in the comment section if you're on the live chat. If you're not on the live chat and you want to comment below, comment below. Do you think that with digital photography, people are more apt to believe in spirit photos, or do you think that there's a lot of, pause for it, like they're not ready to accept it?
I don't know. I think it's more of things can be easily faked with digital. I feel like so people are a little bit more apprehensive.
Yeah,
because they weren't there. They don't know the conditions that it was shot in. Like for me personally, when I see film or like not film, when I see pictures, like yeah, that looks awesome, but then your mind starts turning on. Okay, how can this have been created? How can this have been done? Like
right.
In the time, right? So then if they're then they say, well, nothing was done. It was all real. It's like, can you believe him? Can you not?
You think over time maybe we're kind of conditioned to disbelieve or to not believe everything that we hear anymore?
Over time, yeah, I think we are, because back in the day they wouldn't have a way to prove it. So what, just like in Mulmer's case, people thought he was genuine. They thought he was real because they're like, well, how can you do that with a picture? Oh my gosh, like that's crazy. He must actually have like these abilities and call people forward. Like they actually thought he was real. Well, no.
But and that was back then with film,
with original film. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're not there to actually see it happen in place, it's going to be hard to believe until you take it to a photo expert and have them analyze it and be like, yeah, this is 100% real. There was no doctoring, no editing, nothing.
Yes. Josh says you could doctor things up so easily.
Yeah.
Same with Kelly. I think digital could be manipulated more, and therefore I don't trust it as much.
Well, that's a perfect segue.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was a couple of years ago. I attempted this. I've noticed, at the time, especially, like it was pre-COVID. All Facebook was a buzz with paranormal stuff. You had all these paranormal groups that you could join and stuff. And sometimes I would accept invites to them. So in doing so, I would see a lot of these posts being put on their screens or in their groups where people are posting pictures that, me personally, I didn't believe them.
Guys, look at this amazing orb. Oh my God.
Right. And some of them were so fake that I even went as far as recreating their photo and posting it on their thread and be like, look, I caught the exact same lens flare.
Yeah, right. Like,
so then I got tired of seeing all this and all the people just like jumping on it and believing it without even questioning anything. And I made this video. I'm going to play this video for you guys. I'll have to share the screen because, StreamYard doesn't let us put anything over 200 megabytes.
It's dumb.
Or gigs, whatever.
Megabytes would be small.
Megabytes. And I can't go over 10 minutes. So I just have to share the screen.
Bear with us.
What this was, I decided to post in a Facebook group a photo that I had created, and I made this video to show that I created it, and you guys you'll see all the comments and stuff like that. So here's a video. Let me bring that music down. Background music. There we go. Jump into this. So the first thing we need to do is we need to grab a couple photos that we're going to use. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and did a search for old hospital hallway. So we want to find it like a picture that looks like an actual photograph, like something that somebody would take. This one seems to be all right. Like one that they would take on an investigation.
Economics savings lesson 12.
Ads.
Ah, no, mute that mother.
More savings for you.
You can skip the ad.
I am.
Creepy old hallway. Let's go back. I don't need to open up that. This picture looks all right. It's a big file. Save image. I'm going to save that under my haunting history folder. No, that's not. Let's save it under something else. Save pictures. Why not? I'm going to call this.
Like that music?
Yeah.
Hallway. All right.
Giggity.
Next thing we need is let's do a nurse.
Yeah, let's do a nurse.
All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is look for
Hello, nurse.
an old nurse. I want a full body shot. Yikes.
I'm not touching that one.
We can try this one. Yeah, let's try this one.
Touch it later.
She's got the hat on. That'll be
Only in the After Dark.
that'll stand out. Okay, so now we have our nurse. We have our hospital. I'll close that out. The next stuff, you're not going to see my face. So we're going to jump into Adobe After Effects. Now, you can do some of this on Paint up to a certain point, but then you'll still have to have a video editor. But we're going to use Adobe After Effects. And when I say you can use Paint, I'll tell you why. So let's jump into Adobe here.
I look so young and handsome.
And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the nurse. Where's my saved pictures?
Just because you're older doesn't mean you ain't still
Import
handsome, motherfucker.
Photo.
Oh, wait, sorry, it's YouTube.
Whoa,
And
man.
we're gonna import the
Yeah, I'm
hallway
sorry.
photo.
Devin
You want the
discrediting
hallway
yourself.
photo to be below the nurse. Okay. The nurse has got to be on top of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nurse
So
is
we'll
always on
select the
top.
hallway, stretch that out,
Stretch it out.
because why not? And then we'll select the nurse. We'll size her up a little bit.
That's what made a bit
That's
big.
good. So now, how do we make this nurse into a ghost? Well, let's just do this. You'll go up to this tool right here.
It's a pen tool that's up
It
there.
is the pen tool.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was cut off.
Select
At the top.
Oh,
Select the nurse. And then I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to add. And you don't have to be spot on. And in fact, I'm just going to cut her off. A little
just
way.
cut off.
Move that one back. Okay, move that one back.
Thanks, man.
Come down here. Come down here.
This is why I love After Effects.
Come that up.
You should watch this in real time. That's
Like
insane.
the accuracy.
Fast forwarding a little bit.
Yeah.
There. And we'll select our pointer here again.
Why does that ghost look like
Zoom
a
out. Let's
I don't
start
know.
that whole thing in.
look like a past president? Looks like an angry past president.
Dude,
No, you got this
It
image
really
Nurse.
does, though.
in the hallway. So that's the
Fade
first
her
step.
out.
We'll
Fade
go
her out.
back into our nurse's photo here. We'll go down to transform.
Uh-huh.
Actually, let's do mask
It's
first.
Dame
Go
Transformer.
into masks.
You got to go to mask
The
first.
mask feather tool will lightly feather out the edges.
the feathery.
It'll be a little more transparent. So we're going to bump that up a little bit.
Yes. Softens the edges.
Kind of see
Yeah.
how it kind of gives that blurry effect around the edges. So now what we want to do is bring down the opacity.
Oh no, he's making a ghost.
The comments are hilarious, though.
Oh, she's looking good. And we want to put her somewhere that
Kind of want to go through some of the comments.
size-wise. Oop. Sorry. Size-wise, she's going to look about right.
Oh yeah.
Placement's everything.
Oh, that's
There
so
we
good.
go.
That's so good, dude. Like that's such a good fake photo.
We've got our nurse. Ghost photo. Okay.
Oh
One thing I want to do
man.
is now that we have her placed in the photo, let's take these two pictures. We will got a layer pre-composed that'll mesh the two photos together. And then we could take our rotation tool, kind of rotate the camera. The reason I'm doing that is because then it looks off-centered. It looks like somebody legitimately took that picture. And blow that up a little bit so there's no black edges. So that's our photo, guys. That's what we're going to put on. Let me turn that off here. So that's our photo, guys. That's what we're going to put on Facebook.
Calling people
And
out.
I'm going to give it an hour and just see what kind of comments come in. And I'll screenshot some of these comments. And then I'll let everybody know.
I need to
See,
do this.
and you're calling people out.
So
It's what you're
that's
good
it,
at.
guys. There'll be a follow-up video.
I should
probably,
just troll
or it'll
Facebook
just be on
like
the back
this
end
all
of
the
it.
time
So
and
we'll
make
see you in a
videos
little
about
bit.
it.
All right, guys. So
Reminds
some
me of
time
a
has
project
passed,
you're working on.
and I posted the picture on Facebook, and I'm going to do a screen share here.
Screen share within a screen share?
Minimize myself.
Screenception.
All right,
Oh my gosh.
I'm just like a floating head in here.
That's amazing.
So on this side here, you can see the picture, the image, and it's already gotten some people seeing it and commenting. It's been a few hours. One lady's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to see. Funny parts are when people say they see more stuff than what's actually there. The door on the left, shadow of a woman on the door. What that means, but kids' toys, the trike, and far back there's a small child hiding behind it, squatting down.
It could have been trolls
Really?
too, just making fun of
I
people.
don't see no small child back here squatting down, but it is what it is. So I've got that. I'm about to post this video, and I eat some Cheetos. I'm about to post this video on YouTube, and then I'm going to post the link in the description, and I'm going to see how people react to it. And the way I'm going to do this to where you can see the full thing, like everything, the reactions and stuff,
I'm going to stop it
is
here.
I'm going to make.
So basically what I
Like-
did,
Yeah.
so basically what I ended up doing was like in that Facebook post, I posted the video of me faking it in that photos thread. And people were still commenting about the ghosts. Now, to be fair, some people probably didn't see all the comments and couldn't see it,
It's
but I
so
posted
funny.
it like 5 times throughout the thread. Like,
Yeah.
hey, guys, like I literally posted, guys, I faked
Never-
this photo. Here's the link.
Kelly's comment.
So-
That just shows you can't trust him. No kidding. That's
No,
the
no.
reason why we have faked or what was it, faked or real or whatever it is on game nights. It's too easy. It's too easy.
Now, if it's on my Facebook page and I'm posting a photo like, hey guys, capture this, that's one thing. Now, if it's in a group page, you might want to question it because I
there you go.
do like to
There you
troll.
go. So
And-
Dave's personal page, good. Group pages,
But no, like even after posting the video of me faking it and saying, hey guys, I faked this photo, here's the evidence,
They
people
still-
are still like, oh, this is an amazing photo.
Jesus. I'm not gonna lie, that is a really good fake photo though. Like it's almost hard to tell. Like it's really I'm not almost. It is hard to tell that that's a fake photo, unless you would get into the numbers of the actual programming of it. Like get in there like and dissect the photo.
Yeah,
It's really hard to tell if that's faked or real.
unless you do like some research on like nurses photos
Yeah.
and stuff, and you come across the same, like, oh my god, that's her. That's
Yeah.
really pretty much it, guys. I mean, that was really easy to fake. That took no time to do that. A lot of these, like the fake
Now-
or real,
Yeah.
a lot of that
Now-
takes like no time to make them.
Imagine how many people are out there that don't care about the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing it for money, or they're just doing it for the likes and to,
That are doing stuff like that.
the actual fakers. Yeah. Yeah, but you're not taking advantage of it. You're just like, haha, calling you people out.
Yeah. Now,
And also, people don't believe every freaking thing you see on the internet.
Well, that's the thing too. And that
Like,
brings everything to your point. Brings everything back to your point about like not trusting photography because you weren't there, you don't know the conditions.
Yes. Like
So
a friend of mine honestly put it in a really good way, and I didn't really truly understand it until I really like sat on it and thought about it. I was telling him about like things that had happened to me when we went to Malvern, and he was like, "What was the control conditions?" It's like how can I like it's like how can I assess certain things without the control conditions? And I'm like, that's a good point.
That's the thing with the paranormal. Nobody does control conditions.
Yeah. Not nobody. There are a few that do, but in a generalized.
But even then, when you're just telling the story of your experience, they weren't there.
Exactly.
No.
Like if they choose to believe you, it's because they truly believe you and trust you as a human being. If now, okay, honestly, I'm more inclined if someone saw a shadow or they heard something, but if it's like if they fully saw a real person head to toe walk across, I'm like, is it real though? You know what I mean? Like, no, perfect example, Dave. If you would have told me instead of showing me the audio of Malvern, that you're the best audio ever, I think. If you would have told me that experience instead of showing me the actual video, I probably wouldn't have like fully believed you.
Like I probably just heard like trucks going by or something.
Yeah, just because there's a bar next door. There's so much going on. I mean, like that could have been someone having a fight. Well, then finding out that you guys literally went out and searched and you caught it on actual video, like
on multiple recording devices.
That's lit there.
Yeah,
it's just like the whistle. Dang it, just like the whistle that we got at Malvern. God, that was awesome.
We've never even told people about that on here yet.
I don't think we have, but might as well tell them now. So we were going over some of the audio the last time that we were at Malvern, and
live stream.
It was the live stream. We were watching the live stream. It was when we were in not Hank's hallway, but the hallway that Hank is in. I was over by the stairs going downstairs. Dave was by the attic stairs. So we had, what do we have? We had my camera, it was the live stream. I had the live stream. You had the live stream on TikTok.
Yeah.
And did you have a GoPro and the YouTube? Yeah, I had the YouTube. I had what we're watching now. Or what we're playing right now. So you had said something about, did you hear the whistle?
Yeah, I heard a whistle.
And I think it was Josh and Cassie both replied, we heard it too on the laptop, which was down by the stairs. YouTube. Yeah, which would have been YouTube, and it was down by the stairs. So,
but you didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it. Yeah.
On my TikTok stream, you don't hear it. On the YouTube stream, you hear it. So it was down by Charles.
Yep.
But still, Charles didn't hear it, yet I did.
Yeah. He was on the other side of the freaking hallway.
Explain that.
Well, that creeps me out because they caught the freaking figure there at the steps too. Oh my gosh, dude.
So one thing I
heard multiple things. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
We've got like 10 minutes. I want to share some paranormal photographs.
Yeah.
These are some that I've captured.
Okay.
I'm going to save the other photographs, some of the famous ones, for the After Dark.
Okay.
But I wanted to share and kind of talk about a couple of these. Some of these you've seen before. A lot of you have seen before, but there's a few that you guys haven't. This is probably one of my favorites because of how old it is. This is from the Crescent Hotel. The dining room. They don't have these chairs anymore, but on these chairs, it was like a brass backing to the chairs. Like the one to the bottom left, you can see the back of the chair, how it's got that rim, basically the rim job. So the light's reflecting off that. Well, in the middle of the picture, in the distance, is a table There you can see the chair there, and you can see the reflection of where that brass backing would be. But in that chair, it looks to be like a cowboy hat. So at the time this photo was taken, or around this time, for about 15 minutes, myself and another investigator, we were hearing footsteps walking around in the dining room. It sounded like boots on hardwood floor, just walking around the dining room. And that's when this photo was taken. This is a lightened version of this.
Oh, wow.
And then the next morning, we were told a story about a ghost named Jacob.
Yeah.
Classic story where he was supposed to be getting married, came down for breakfast, his bride was gone, all that good stuff. But apparently he comes down to the dining room every morning or something like that to have breakfast.
Huh.
Another photo. This photo I cannot take credit for. This was not my photo, but I found this to be an amazing freaking photo. Again, from the Crescent Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Shooting down the hallway. There's the pixelation matches the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
But what's awesome about it is the variation of shadow within the figure.
Yes.
Like some parts are more dense than others. That is awesome. I believe it's a figure walking across the hall.
Yeah, looks like, yeah.
You can see the arm, elbow placement.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really cool photo. It's one of my favorites, actually. Now this next one was one that was taken just before I started a paranormal team. Gene, who eventually became part of my team, had taken us to this house to investigate, and this photo was pretty much the reason we went to this house. He'd been investigating this place a couple times. There was a story about a girl who was locked in the basement because she had mental disabilities. And he took this picture of the stairs, and this is what he captured. This is a figure underneath the stairs. Part of it's being blocked out by the stair rungs. But to us, it looked like somebody was peeking out from underneath the stairs, and it looked like
absolutely.
There's a segment of it where it looks like it's reddish, like it's blood on the forehead.
Yep.
But inspecting this area, it's about a good 12 feet of depth between a wall and the stairs back there.
That's so wild. Such a good photo.
And then the next photos, this isn't your classic ghost photo. Okay. This was a series of photos that I had taken. I think the dates are on it too. Not sure. But we were investigating a house in Carthage, Missouri. And upstairs, we heard like something fell. When we went up there, there was a shelf that was in a book, like this little bookshelf kind of thing, like had fallen. And everything spilled off of it. Well, I took a series of pictures because we wanted to make sure nothing was around.
Right.
But something was around. So the first picture, you see the shadow. You can see the stuff on the floor where the shelf fell. You see the shadow in the upper left. Watch this shadow. This next picture. And the next picture.
Huh.
Just kind of disappears.
Nice.
And that house is one of the most haunted homes I've ever investigated.
Dang.
And then the last picture I'm going to show. I didn't have it whenever I put the Basin Park episode up, but the room we stayed in that episode of Haunting History was where this photo was taken. We lined this up and everything matched. The exit sign, the doors, everything in this photo lined up perfectly with the room we were staying in. We were told about a little girl who haunted this room. And we ended up, one thing that happened was I went down to our room, got a piece of equipment, shut off the lights, went back to investigating. Well, I think I had to go back down for another piece of equipment. Our bedroom light, or our room light was on.
Oh, wow.
I was like, okay. And then we were showed this photo. of
Whoa.
A little girl looking out from the doorway of that room.
Yeah. It's kind of odd, but on the right side of the picture looks like there's something too.
On the upper right.
Yeah. What is that?
That's, I think that was the exit sign.
Oh, no, above the exit sign.
At the very top?
Yeah, it looks like kind of like a head and shoulders.
Knees and toes?
No, just head and shoulders. I don't know. Whatever. Either way, that little girl is pretty wild, though.
Yeah. And that was showed to us by management.
That's pretty awesome. That's, oh, God, I can't wait to go back there.
And that's another thing I think people really need to kind of put into like their photos. Like if you get a good photo, what were some of the things that happened around the time that photo was taken? Because correlating evidence is stronger evidence.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think that needs to be addressed too. Like,
well, I mean, you like us in our freaking Malvern vlog when we had the equipment going off, then we caught the freaking thing moving down the hallway and then coming back the other way.
Setting the thing
correlating evidence. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was all it was all evidence leading up to it.
And right before that was when the camera died.
Yeah. And I had the weird static interference on my recorder.
Yeah, and the voice on your recorder too.
Yeah, like that was a very interesting chain of events, man. Woo.
Yeah, if you haven't, check out our Malvern vlog. It's on our channel here.
Which confirmed
on
we will
YouTube.
be going back again.
Yes. You want to tell them about the 100th episode?
Okay,
we're at 94 right now.
Yeah, kind of like we're gonna have shots from Malvern, because are we gonna do the 100th episode there? I thought we were gonna record it and stuff and then do it. What was the final decision?
I think what we're gonna try to do. So we are going to an event at Malvern Manor on June 1st.
July
1st is what I said. On July 1st, we're going to be going to an event hosted by Dustin Perry and Chris Williams. We're going to be investigating with them, and then we're going to investigate on our own afterwards. But
I don't know if we can say that.
Well, they're not going to see. But we're going to try to do a live show or possibly record video.
Yes.
One way or another, we're going to try to get Dustin and Chris Williams on the show.
Yeah, hopefully with maybe if they would do an interview, cool. If not, cool, whatever. But it's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah, one way or another, we're going to have content from Malvern.
Yes.
Right here on Boogeyman. I'm excited for that too.
I'm so excited, dude. This is going to be great.
Just based off of what we captured on the live stream.
Oh, yeah.
Off our vlog.
Yeah. Well, and if Josh happens to be there, we could be catching even more stuff. Yeah. Because they like to mess with him.
And what I like about this, that place is going to be so charged up from everybody being there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm just going to throw this out there. Maybe we should talk to Katie and Katie again, see if they can let us borrow that one device.
A couple devices again.
Yeah. See if they'll let us.
I'm sure they will.
Pimp off their stuff.
Yeah. Guys, you haven't yet. If you need paranormal equipment, Supernatural Inc., look them up on online. They've got a website now. They've got a store. You can buy paranormal equipment from them. Built by KD Stafford.
Yeah, like they're both hardworking people and like support them, guys. They're awesome people.
Josh posted a video a bit ago. He's in Velissa. Kind of funny stuff as Johnny stops by and they swap ghost stories. Yeah, that was actually a while back that he was there. But he told me he was going to be there.
Yeah, that's going to be great to hear too. But
I do want to see the video.
Yeah,
he said some interesting stuff happened there. So yeah,
Kelly's got a question.
Has Eddie seen the haircut yet? No, she has not. unless her mom showed her a picture, because I sent a picture. I was like, I'm waiting for her to freak out. So
She love your hair?
not really. She doesn't.
Like, whoa!
She's
Hair's
indifferent.
good. Yeah, I got you.
Yep. When she sees this, she's gonna be like, she's gonna touch it, of course. Like, what happened to your hair?
Where did it go?
She's more accustomed to the beard.
Ah,
So, because I wear a hat a lot, so
that's also fair.
like I said, she's indifferent.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'll just walk up to the door to go pick her up, and she'll be like, "Stranger danger!
You're not my dad.
Like, this giant penis is coming to the door."
Oh my god.
All right, all right, guys. So we're gonna bounce. That is our hour. We're going to be heading to the After Dark at 9:15. So if you want to join us on the After Dark, go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/Boogeyman Radio. It is right there in the corner. Sign up for it. It's only $2.49 a month, and you get access to the After Dark, which is basically a show we do after this show. We just get to let our hair down more and get a lot sillier with it. I was gonna be like, I should show some of the clips, but we'll wait. We'll wait on that. Wait till TikTok.
We'll wait. I'll say it's a TikTok exclusive now. Come on. Now.
Yeah, TikTok exclusive. Some funny stuff. Funny stuff. Even on the rewatch, it was hilarious.
Your sense of comedy is just amazing.
And disgusting.
Yeah, a little bit. But that's why they like us, no?
Right. But it's good stuff, guys. You don't want to miss it. We're going to continue our talk about ghost photography, spirit photography, and maybe some other stuff on there as well. Who knows? You never know with the After Dark.
That's so true.
Yes. Couldn't chat more at the ball field.
Watching some. Nah, it's cool, Cassie.
Go
It's all good.
sports.
Go sports. Go do things. Woo! David, you're dark.
Somebody just jumped on. Well, thank you. Dora the Explorer.
What's up, boys?
No, yeah, I'm pretty bald.
Yeah.
You know what? My hair's growing back really fast, though. It's
What day was it?
2 days ago.
Ah.
We tried to use a straight razor. It was dull. And then Jennifer tried the, what are they called? This one you use to smooth out your face with. Anyway, that razor, I ended up actually breaking that razor.
Nice.
Broke it on my head.
Nice.
Like the guard
Jeez.
broke, and I was like, I don't know if we can see this. You see this right here?
Little close shave.
Yeah. Because the guard broke and it was just razor. Yeah, it was hurting. That hurt.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So next time, maybe I'll get a straight razor. Maybe I'll have a little more of a tan on my head
There you go.
because it looks white. Look like a Q-tip.
Q-tip. Oh my!
I didn't say what I could have said. Let's just leave it at that. I'm in trouble now. Not
When
yet.
is he not?
Not yet. Anyway, guys, we are jumping over to our Patreon. So if you're not a Patreon member, please jump over with us, sign up, become a Patreon member, enjoy the After Dark with us, and yeah, we'll see you there.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night. We need an out.